Oh, how is it going, people? Welcome to the stream. Welcome. And today it is Tuesday, 17th of the December. And yeah, Arsenal tomorrow face Crystal Palace, which initially was what stream would have been all about. Unless Thierry Henry would not have called out Arsenal in a way, and Mikel Arteta. If Mikel Arteta didn't say some very laughable statements, to say the least, in his press conference, that would be all about it. But the main focus for today is gonna be actually Thierry Henry, is gonna be Mikel Arteta's interview. We're gonna touch, of course, on the Crystal Palace. I think we're more gonna touch on the Crystal Palace game for Premier League, which we play on the weekend, and some more bits and bobs here, some transfers and all that stuff, basically all that jazz as per usual. So, if you could do me a favor, smash that thumbs up, smash that like button, smash the hell out of it. And if you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button. Still aiming to hit 400 subscribers before the end of this calendar year. And yeah, I think it's no need to drag this too long. We're gonna get straight up into it. And to be honest, I have no idea. I'm very sorry, my eye is itchy as hell. I have no idea where to start. Is it Henry? Is it Arteta's interview? Is it where what? But I think we're gonna ease into it. I think we're gonna do it step by step, slowly but steadily. And we're gonna kick things off with something very simple, with Thierry Henry. Thierry Henry has done an interview where he basically, what he does, calls out Arsenal by saying what is happening, where is it going, what's wrong with Arsenal, and why Liverpool are better than them, basically, than us, and why Liverpool are the favorites to win the league, and what Arne Slot has done, Mikel Arteta, well, doesn't do. Straight up, nothing more, nothing less. And it feels like, obviously, Thierry Henry is Arsenal. He bleeds Arsenal. He has said it numerous times, and when he has been asked to rank the teams where he has played, like Monaco, Barcelona, Arsenal, he pretty much all top three picks Arsenal. He never picks Monaco or Barcelona. So it is straight up forward that he bleeds Arsenal. And Thierry Henry has expressed his disappointment with Arsenal's performances after the team dropped more points at the Premier League draw against Everton this past week. And the Gunners, who have been pushing for the league title, have struggled to pick up wins, losing 4 points in the last 2 games. And that is actually not that, it doesn't stop there, because we have lost points in nearly half of the games we have played this season. We have played 16 games, we have 8 wins, and the rest of them have been draws or losses. It's quite embarrassing, to say the least, to be honest. So it is what it is, I guess. At the end of the day, Arsenal at this moment has actually dropped points in 7 games, and that is pretty much left Arsenal no room for error in terms of title race, in terms of the season in general, because last year we dropped points in 10 games, 5 draws, 5 losses. This season already we have dropped points in 7 games. So there is no room for error whatsoever for Arsenal at all. Because at the moment, if we win even all of the games we are left to play in Premier League, we can get maximum of 96 points. Will we win all the games in Premier League? No chance in hell, let's be real. So that means we are not going to reach even the point tally we reached last season. And that is a big worry. And yeah, Thierry Henry has been spitting facts, and we're going to look at what he has said. And he feels like he's like an Arteta out. He genuinely is like an Arteta out. And to be honest, top Gunners shouldn't have any response to him. They shouldn't be kind of moaning about him, because as soon Petit called out Arsenal and Arteta's tactics, they moaned about that, moaned about Lehmann, moaned about others. They said, what do you know? But they cannot say that. Even if they say something about them, they cannot say that about Thierry Henry. He has won Arsenal numerous titles. He has won quite a lot. He has a statue outside of Emirates for the statue of the magnitude of player he was at Arsenal. Yet, I'm still seeing on social media top Gunners saying Henry knows nothing. Times have changed. He is old school. He is a bad coach. But there are players who shouldn't be coaches. They have such great achievements in as a player. They shouldn't be coaches. Arteta has no achievements as a player. He was bang mediocre midfielder who has played actually together somehow with Ronaldinho in his time. Yet he doesn't know how attack works. He doesn't know how midfield works. He struggles, he has no ideas, he's left out of ideas, and that is a bit of a worry currently to this stage at the moment. I'm not gonna lie. So Arsenal's inability to secure victories at this critical stage of the season has cost them dearly. And it has, let's be real. Particularly as Liverpool, despite some recent struggles, continues to lead the table. And the worst part is, 2 weeks in a row, Arsenal have had a chance to close the gap to Liverpool as much as possible. Liverpool have drawn 2 games in a row. 3-3 against Newcastle, 2-2 against Fulham. And that game against Fulham, they had 10 men pretty much from the beginning. And both times they were 1 goal down. So they played back. Arsenal, when they are 1 goal down, they park the bus and pray for the best. And that has gone well for Arsenal, hasn't it? Yet Arsenal decide to drop the points at the same time. Remember when during the stream about a month ago, when we were looking at December's fixtures, starting United game till the end of this calendar year, after the international break, I was sitting here and I was saying that for Arsenal to have any chance for the title, they have to win every single game up until January transfer window. And we are not doing that. We already have dropped points on numerous games, and Arsenal are falling behind. They had the chance to minimize the gap to Liverpool, and they haven't done that. Liverpool have a game in hand still, and to make matters worse in all of this, Chelsea are 4 points clear from us. Chelsea, Maresca, Championship manager from Leicester, Phase 1, Season 1, second in the league, 4 points clear. And let's not beat around the bush. Next weekend, upcoming weekend, Chelsea play game before Liverpool's game. So if they win that game, there is a possibility that even for a few hours, they will be on top of the table even. If you predicted that in the beginning of the season, you would have been called nuts, sent to the asylum immediately. But now it's a proper reality. It genuinely is a proper reality. And that is genuinely not boding well. And Man City, to the matter of fact, they have the worst season in the last 15 years pretty much. Pep Guardiola is in the biggest trenches he has been ever as a coach. The thing is though, they will go in January transfer window, sign the necessary players, and there's a big chance they will be back up there. They will go again, and we all know that Man City has this ability to win 10, 15, 20, 30 games in a row. They have the ability, which at the end of the day means that their Arsenal may not even finish in top 3, they may finish 4th. And that alone is a sackable offense. Not to mention other sackable offenses Arteta is doing every single freaking weekend. Let's be real, let's not beat around the bush. Exactly, Thierry Henry is saying facts. We have to beat Palace. We must, it's have to, there is no other option. It doesn't matter if it's League, Carabao Cup, we need to beat Palace. Even when there would be nothing riding on this game, even Arsenal were 20 points clear in the league, still, game against Palace is a must-win game. Because it's Palace. Arsenal should be beating teams like that. Yet when I'm now sitting here, looking at the schedule, looking at the games, Everton, Fulham, Crystal Palace, who have been in quite decent form recently, to be honest as well, just beat Brighton 3-1 away, I'm worried. I'm a bit scared. Because the way we are playing, what things we are doing on the pitch, don't suggest in any way that we actually will go and beat them. We will have a chance. Only drawback is that Arsenal still haven't lost at Emirates. But what good does that do when we still haven't lost at Emirates, yet we have drawn to even Everton, who are fighting for relegation. That is unacceptable. Sorry. We need wins, saying we are here to win trophies. We need win. 100% win the dog would do a better job as any of our left wingers. Any of our left wingers we have at the moment. Bro's a legend spitting facts, an Arsenal legend who won trophies, and there is a part of the top gooners that hate on this man for saying facts. They cannot handle the truth, that is the thing. They are so sucked in Mikel Arteta's and Arsenal's PR and everything, that they are calling the biggest legend arguably in Arsenal's history hating on him. They're calling him names. Like, what are we doing here? What is this fan base on now? Like, this is not serious. We haven't won a match in the Premier 2. Exactly. We haven't scored 3 games in a row in Premier League from open play. United 2-0 win, 2 corners. 1-1 draw against Fulham, a corner. 0-0 against Everton. This is a big worry. Big worry. And then there are these XG merchants who are looking at games, for example, like United, and say, oh, but Arsenal had 1.86 XG. They created chances. Okay, stats nerds, look deeper into this. Arsenal had 0.3 XG from open play. Rest of the XG, 1.56, came from corners. And we saw that on the pitch as well. Every single corner was genuine threat to United's goal, for example. Like, that is not serious. Genuinely not serious. We play so slow, so predictable, so annoying, U-shaped football. And against low mid blocks, that's the worst way you can play. We need to stretch the pitch, quick passes, pass and move, open gaps, drag defenders out of positions, make runs in behind, in between the lines and open gaps. And we don't do that. We pass it to Saliba, who puts his leg on the ball, holds the ball for 5 seconds, then passes it to Gabriel. He does the same thing. He gives it to Merino. Merino, 2 seconds, looks around, gives it to Odegaard. Odegaard does the stanky leg, whips, nays, does the Harlem shake, and then 2-3 extra touches and passes to Saka. Then Saka passes it backwards, and we just recycle. No urgency, no pace, no directness, and we are wondering why we cannot score from open play, why we cannot create from open play. In Champions League, Monaco didn't do that. They were actually trying to press us, go for us. They were opening gaps themselves up for us to run into, to pass into. And at the moment, looking at Arsenal, unless team does that against us, we cannot even create. We cannot even score. Because Monaco played very good way for us. They opened the gaps. Mind you, Arsenal didn't play that great against Monaco. We just used the options. And they helped us scoring goals. They helped us, basically. And Chelsea is cooked. Exactly. We are literally at Chelsea. Chelsea are 4 points clear. Game against Bridge. At Bridge was something different. Exactly. Chelsea with championship managers doing better than us. Phase 1 slot. Phase 1 Chelsea are doing better than Phase 5 800 million Mikel Arteta. Hello? Man U cooked City and we drew it. Exactly. Man United went for it against City. While Arsenal, yes, they had 10 men, but they parked the bus and prayed for the best. And when they got a counter, it was slow, we couldn't do anything, or we wasted it. And that's been the basically story of Arsenal. Wasting chances, slow down the play so we cannot create chances, and then Top Gunners and all of them people moan that we are calling this out, yet they don't. Man U, who will beat 2-0 is beat. Exactly. Man United with Zerbatov, as they call Zirkzee, beat these bums at home 4-0. I'm talking about Everton here. Meanwhile, Arsenal, well, what did they do? Pretty much nothing. Crossing against Everton, against Sean Dyche, who pretty much is an expert in those situations, against Tarkovsky, Branthwaite, who are excellent in those situations. 50-year-old Ashley Old pocketed Martinelli, who he should be beating on pace, on everything. Like, this is not a serious club. Not serious players, nothing. I understand that one player may be out of form. One player may have bad games. That's on him. But if more than one player starts to fall out of the system, they're having bad games, that is solely on this Arteta manager, paella eating, siesta sleeping bum ass alone. If multiple players start to regress, that's not on players anymore. Because it's not just one player who has regressed, who is looking bad under Arteta. It's big chunk of the squad. Exactly, Forest are playing better than us. It looks that way. I was watching on the weekend Brighton versus Crystal Palace game. It was a joy to watch. It genuinely was a joy to watch. Watching Arsenal is a cure for insomnia. Because the way we play, I'm half asleep by the time Arsenal actually get a chance. Because we play so slow, so predictable, that I already envision where the pass is gonna go. I know what's gonna happen, how the defense is gonna set up against them. And as soon as we get double triple teamed on Saka and Odegaard, we are lost. We have no ideas how to attack. We start to cross. We saw that against Inter, 46 fucking crosses. Like, is that a serious club? Is that a title contender club that doesn't have any plans to score? Like, this is not serious. Genuinely not serious. Not even Man U with Ten Hag. Exactly. Man U with Ten Hag didn't even play like that. This club is cooked. Big up Nathan. Big up my guy. Exactly. We have players like Saliba, Saka, Odegaard, and we are playing like we are prime Burnley under Sean Dyche pretty much. Park the bus, hope on a counter, even though we are not that great on a counter. We should be great on a counter, but we're not. This Arsenal team is pretty much built and made for attacking. Like 2 years ago, we saw that. Not parking the bus, sitting back, hoping that we can nick a goal from a set piece. All these phases, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, phase 4, phase 5, to at the end of the road after 800 million spent to play for a corner goal, like Stoke City, after 800 million. Like, it doesn't add up. How can nobody see this properly? How come top gunners don't see this? I'd take Werner over Frodenelli. In a way, I agree. Because Werner cannot finish, we all know that. In Bundesliga, he also got loads of chances, but he could finish some of them, but that's also because of sheer majority of the chances he got. But he's direct, he's quick, he actually takes on opponents, and he's not afraid. Martinelli is straight opposite from that. Werner at least runs with his head a bit held up higher. Although both are offside merchants. I watched Chelsea versus Brentford. Chelsea always look to get the ball into the box and test the keeper, not stop. Exactly. How many times did we test Everton? Pickford. He made one great save. That's it. I understand if we draw against Everton and we had 20 shots, 11 or 9-11 on target, and Pickford was standing on his head. Okay, games like that happen. I'm cool. But the way we played, Everton never came to Emirates to win the game. Never. They went there and played for a point. Basically. And what Arteta did? Played right into his hands. Straight into his hands. Like, it doesn't add up. We are on quote-unquote tile race team, can't even beat Everton or a mid-table club. And that is the biggest issue. That's why arguably Arsenal haven't won a trophy in 20 plus years. Because against top 6, okay, cool, we actually are up for those games. As soon as we have to play your Evertons, Burnleys, West Hams, Southamptons, Fulhams, teams like that, we fold, we crumble. And as soon as the intensity, the pressure gets a bit higher, again, we fold, we crumble. And it's not only in title races, it happened 3 years ago in a top 4 race. 3-4 games to go, need 2-3 points to secure top 4. What we do, we drop points in all of the games. Spurs get a run, overtake us. We are 5th. We are back in Europa League. Chelsea don't care about defense, yeah. They just want to score goals. Chelsea are somewhat playing football that is very risky. Because Chelsea will be games where they're going to score loads of goals. They will have games where they concede quite a few goals. But ultimately, they are playing some type of version of football where you score how many you can. We're going to score how many we want at the end of the day. That's how Arsenal were playing 2 years ago. And we saw how we were blitzing teams most of the time. And Chelsea are doing that at the moment. No regard. Because if you are a proper manager, you have certain system, certain tactic, You have players who fit the system and play to the T and is everything working fine. Arteta, it looks like he doesn't have a system. In 5 years, he has played 3 or 4 different systems, adapting players to the system. But let's be real. If you play one of the systems, player A, B, C, D, E will work. But let's be real. As soon as you switch the system and play a different one, that player A or B or C or D, or even multiple of them, are not gonna work in that system. And I genuinely believe Arteta doesn't have idea how he wants to play. Because as soon as he finds a solution for a problem, he sticks with it. He doesn't change it. And we get figured out sooner or later on those situations. And again, we find a solution over a few games and we again stick with it. We don't adjust game to game based on the team we play against. Most of the time we find a solution, we stick to it until it doesn't work, then we find another solution, then we stick to it until it doesn't work. And usually that we search for that solution for multiple games. And more often than not, in those games, we drop points. And it's not a coincidence, is it? He should be sacked for counting Charity Shield. Dude, don't even get me started. I'm getting banned. I feel for you. I genuinely feel for you. It's generally night and day from the time when you were going to school and you genuinely could shut everyone up as soon as you said you are an Arsenal fan. You have Henry, Bergkamp, titles, Wenger, and everyone else, right? Now, it's pain to say the least. How is he's now Spanish Ten Hag sound exactly the same? Exactly. He sounds the same now. He's losing his mind slowly but steadily, it feels like. He sounds like Ten Hag in the last 2-3 months of his time at Man United. The only thing is, Ten Hag got sacked. Doesn't look like Arteta is gonna get it, because after even losses or draws, he smiles, he grins, and everything. He does the same things in interviews. It means one of the two things. Either he knows he's screwed and it's just a matter of time, or the more realistic one is he knows that his job is safe. Because he just got, genuinely, 3 months ago, 15 million a year contract for 3 years. If you give him that contract, more chances than not that his job is safe, let's be real. Because it would make no sense for Arsenal to give him a new contract and sack him 2 months later. It would make no sense. The only thing is, if you sign a manager like that on 15 mil a year, which is still dumb as hell, you have to back him in transfer windows. And that means by the time Arteta is done at Arsenal, bigger chance than not, he will have spent over $1 billion and still would have gotten nowhere. Let's be real. Exactly. They don't care about clean sheets. Goals win you games. Goals win games. Yes, defense wins titles and everything, as people, the sayings and everything. But at the same time, if you don't score, that defense means nothing at the end of the day. You can keep a clean sheet, but if you don't score, it's a 0-0 draw. Maybe it's better concede 2, but you score 4. Maybe that is better at the end of the day, isn't it? Because 3 points on the books as well. We don't have the mentality. And it starts from the manager, it starts from the ownership, let's be real, because Stan Kroenke, when he bought Arsenal, said himself, I didn't buy Arsenal to win trophies. But Wenger said top 4 is like a trophy. It starts from the top. And it has kind of put its roots into Arsenal. Kroenke's, Wenger, now Arteta, and now the top Gunner fan base. And it all translates into players on the pitch as well. Sterling is having the worst season of his life, but still looks at our attack and thinks, exactly! Because the bar for our attack is so low that even washed Raheem Sterling is looking at it and thinking, well, I can get into this. The bar is not that high. I'm actually maybe not as good, but if I capture my form properly, and if I put my head down and work hard, maybe in a few weeks I actually will be a starter in this team. Raya Golden Glove, what a trophy for Arsenal, dude. I mean, bro, that has experience with his won trophies, he has good football knowledge, but Arteta is stubborn or not. Arteta as a manager has won nothing. Before he signed for Arsenal, if I'm not mistaken, on top of my head, and correct me if I'm wrong, Arteta was a coach, main coach, only in one game, when Pep Guardiola either had a red card or he just had a surgery and he couldn't be the coach in that game. That was Champions League game against Lyon at home. And surprise, surprise, City lost that game. And I think that was the first home loss in about 2 years at Etihad in Champions League. So there is something to it as well. Everyone knows how we play. Saka, Odegaard, everyone's closing them down in matches. Exactly. Everyone knows how we're gonna play. Shut down Saka, shut down Odegaard, and rest of the team has deer in the headlights look. We don't know what to do. And then on top of that, when we look our manager for some inspiration, ideas, new tactics, help, manager himself is sitting on the sideline or standing and doing landing airplanes and squeezing lemons and pickpocketing someone and everything. Like, I don't know what's going on. Genuinely, it's shambles. It is shambles to say the least. Anyways, Thierry Henry. Thierry Henry has been particularly critical of the team's predictability in the attack. Well, no shock there. I say that for quite some time on these streams. Northside calls it out, Curtis calls it out, Dan Potts, league judges, Turkish, league gunner, everyone calls it out. Yet we get called toxic and negative, fuck off down the lane to support Spurs and all of that. I got told I'm an idiot and I should go down the lane and support Spurs on X a few weeks ago. And by the way, it was by a guy who has a profile picture on X with a shirtless Mikel Arteta. Enough said. On pointing out reliance on the same patterns of play. Exactly. No new patterns, same things. Genuinely same things. My neighbor's 2-year-old knows how Arsenal are gonna play and he can predict these results. They're very predictable. It is outstanding to score from set pieces. The last 3 goals in the league are from set pieces, by the way. When you see Liverpool going forward, you see Joe Gomez, defender by the way, Darwin Núñez, Diogo Jota running. But with Saka, you know he's going to play to Martin Odegaard. Thank you. Been saying that for how long? How long we've been saying that here? How long? How long? It was last year as well. Same shit this year. It's just same shit, different toilet, isn't it? Oh, but when Martin Odegaard returns from injury, he will be our creative spark. Yeah, we can see that. No goals from open play 3 games in a row. We can see that. We have to rely on set pieces to score goals. Good job. Arteta only fans, dumbasses. Henry's comments highlight his growing a concern that Arsenal lacks the unpredictability and fluidity that has made Liverpool's attack so generous. And that is the thing. We had the unpredictability. We had this. We had this. And we had this 2 years ago. No, we have none of that. We have the straight opposite of that. While set pieces have proven useful, the Gunners need more variety and creativity in their play to consistently win matches. Exactly. Odegaard is doing F all. We were yesterday on the stream looking at these things. Where is it? Like yesterday we were looking at these things. Stats Muse. Yeah, Stats Muse. Oh, I think it was here. Stats Muse Odegaard. I think Stats Muse FC. Yeah, Stats Muse FC, and it was about Odegaard. Everton, was it here? Stat Muse. Yeah, here we go. Our creative spark against Everton. Our creative spark against Everton. No goals, no assists, no chances, no crosses, no fouls won, but he hit a pigeon somewhere outside the Emirates flying over the pitch at some point in the second half. He got hooked in 62nd minute. This is our creative spark. When we need the goal the most, he gets subbed off, our so-called most creative spark in the team. Like, what? It's not serious. He's not it. Odegaard is not good enough to be the number 1 creative guy. He can be a backup. He can be a secondary creative spark. I'm on board with that. I was saying that yesterday as well. Next to Cesc Fabregas, Santi Cazorla, players like that, he would be fantastic. Play Odegaard as a left 8. Sign a number 10 proper one. And put him in the 10, more direct, more attacking, more goal scoring that has better shooting and finishing. And put Odegaard in the 8, left 8. See what happens. Oh, but he cannot do that. He cannot genuinely do that because Arteta is afraid. Because if he puts, for example, Thierry in that 10 role, he gives him about 2-3 starts in a row, and Thierry outshines Odegaard in that position. His prized possession in Odegaard is done. So we will gonna get proven right. Some Gunners will be crying their eyes out because Odegaard is gonna get dropped. No more arm waves, no more snot in the hair and all that stuff. Like seriously. It's gonna get peak. Because imagine a 17-year-old from the academy outshines your team's captain, who gets hooked off almost every single time. Imagine that. Imagine that. No wonder Madrid got it right. Exactly. It's no wonder Madrid got it right. Ancelotti said it instantly. He binned him off instantly, pretty much. Let's be real. Because alone he cannot create. Real Madrid have Arda Güler instantly playing all the time, unless he's injured. Brahim Diaz plays all the time. Like, it's nothing serious. They have a number 10 who can create, who can play right wing, like Güler, like Brahim Diaz. But at the same time, they have creatives from the 8s, number 6s, Cruz, Modric at the time before they retired. They had it. And they still do. They just are molding different players now in those spots. Arteta out, exactly. Just 2 players who can attack. What is this crap? Nobody can attack. They got inside and all the time. He can't... Bro, he can't creative as a captain find a way to change the attack, be more unique is the damn attack. Exactly. He's slowing down the gameplay half the time. Takes too many touches, slows down the attack. When he has a chance to make a somewhat risky pass between the lines, over the top, when Rice, Martinelli, Havertz, Merino even are making runs off the defender's shoulder. And if he makes that pass and reaches the target, it's 1-on-1 and it's pretty much a goal guaranteed. More often than not, given how Havertz finishes, right? He never does that. He takes extra 2 touches, recycles ball to Saka or back to Partey or Rice or someone else. Exactly. You want captain's performances, but your captain gets hooked off because he cannot do anything on the pitch. Your captain should be the man, not just creative spark on the pitch, but also mentally. He should be the guy who gets you fired up, who drags you over the line, who inspires you to go forward on the pitch. He doesn't do that. Oh, but I get goosebumps when I hear North London forever and everything. No, you don't. Let's be real. No, you don't. Like, this is not serious. Genuinely not serious. He's not gonna get you over the line. Champions League is our only hope. Yeah, it's our only hope. And now watch if we draw, for example, Atletico Madrid. Now watch. If we draw Inter again. Like, it's not going to be too difficult. It's gonna be hell on earth. It will be hell on earth. He cannot be the leader, genuinely. There's a reason why Real Madrid binned him off. Failed wonder kid at the end of the day, isn't he? Brahim Diaz at Arsenal would be very nice. Arda Güler as well. Dani Olmo would be fantastic. If we even scam a Carabao, he will throw a parade like World Cup. Exactly. He will make it like, oh, the team got together, we squeezed the lemons, we poured it together, and we did it, guys. Let's do it, guys. On to the next one, guys. Bro can't speed up the attack, and exactly. Exactly. Barca, Bayern, like, imagine we get Real Madrid. They're struggling. There's a chance they will be in elimination stages still. We don't know. Like, it's gonna be hell. It's insane. It genuinely is utterly insane. How like Arteta and some Arsenal players are genuinely protected by top Gunners like they are their own mother. No kidding. You cannot say anything bad at them. Even if they had the worst performance in their careers, you cannot say anything bad against them. Because as soon as you do that, you're fake fan, go down the lane, go support Spurs, we don't claim you and all that stuff. Instantly. Never seen such a protected manager as Mikel Arteta. He has better protection from top Gunners than, I don't know, Biden, the US president, or Trump that's soon to be. He has better protection than US president. Let's be real. Better protection than Durex condoms and everything. Better protection than that. It's not even funny. It's starting to get very pathetic to some extent. I'm worried for Palace. It should be chill. What? Exactly. It should be chill. But it won't be. It genuinely won't be. 100% it won't be. You should be Nathan if we played like we played against. Exactly. And Crystal Palace currently are in a very good form as well. Let's be real, Lerma is not a bad player, Munoz is not a bad player, Henderson is pretty decent in goal, Gehi at center back. Who else they have? Eze, Ismail Sa. It's written in the stars that Nketiah most likely is gonna score against us. It's then the Nketiah derby as well. It's gonna be peak if that happens. If Arsenal truly wants to challenge for the Premier League title, they must address these issues quickly. Their last two league games have been disappointing and the turnaround in form is now essential to prevent this poor run of form derailing their season. Time is running out and the Gunners cannot afford to slip any further behind the title race. Too late for that. Let's be real. You cannot win the league in 16 games. Let's get it out the way. However, you can pretty damn easily lose the league in 16 games. It doesn't take much. And Arsenal currently are on a very strong path and very far down that path of losing everything. We will get Real Madrid Ajax treatment if we play the same against Palace. Palace will rest players and we will... Could be the case. Because Mikel Arteta will have to... Mikel Arteta currently has to decide. Either he plays his best players now, tomorrow, or he plays them on weekend. One is Crystal Palace at home tomorrow, and one is at the Selhurst Park, Crystal Palace away on the weekend. Both teams will rotate. How much depends on the coach, obviously. But there has to be a decision being made. Which one he puts a priority at the moment. And to be honest, in Mikel Arteta's position, he cannot afford to prioritize one over the other in a way. Because if he wants to keep his job, he needs to win the Premier League or Champions League this season. Because for me, Carabao Cup, FA Cup, even if he wins both, it's not enough. Especially if we finish behind Liverpool and Chelsea at this pace. And even if City overtake us at the end of the season with the shit show they are in right now, he should be sacked as well. Exactly, I want to see a dominating performance. If we dominate these small teams and cook them, if we do this, we have a chance. If we lose, draw again. Exactly. Against these teams like Everton's, Palace's, Southampton's, Leicester's, Bournemouth, we should be dominating to some extent. But at the end of the day, these games turn out in a way that those teams dominate us. Yeah, bigger fish to fry, as always. Anyways. Who is ready to get winded up? It's that time. It's that time. The famous interview is about to get read out. Who is ready for this madness? Who is ready for this madness that's gonna happen right now? Holy crap. Holy moly. Mikel Arteta's pre-Crystal Palace press conference. Whoppa! This is gonna be too interesting. Our manager spoke to the press at Reality Training Center on Tuesday afternoon, and here's what he had to say on the following subjects. On team news, not much. Well, that's a blinding start, isn't it? On Declan Rice, he's fine, we'll make the decision now whether he's available or not. Well, he says these things, available or not, yet he plays them anyways, most of the time. And then it turns out, oh, he's been injured and playing for some time. White has played for half a year with a necessity for surgery. Declan Rice with broken toe against Chelsea. Odegaard full 90 against Chelsea when he's ready to play, but when he goes to Norway's national team, the medical staff says, you are an idiot, go back, you cannot even be on the pitch at the moment. Saka with his ankle injury and everything. Those alone are sackable offenses. On Alexander Zinchenko and Calafiori, no Alex and Richie. What is with these names? Will be out with the squad tomorrow. At least he says that straight up forward for a change. on if we will make wholesale changes tomorrow. We will decide that in the morning in the relation to how the squad is. Obviously, the relevance of the match and where we are in the quarterfinals, it becomes very important match. We'll decide the best team to win it. Well, he says that we're gonna decide the best team to win the game. Well, you better win it the game then. On the big chance for silverware. We've won 3. 2 charity shields, 2. We want more to the big ones, too. That's for sure. Estúpido da merda. He has won 3 trophies. Like, if you are doing this, then count as well the Emirates Cup in pre-season, the Saudi Cup we won last year. Yeah, last year I think it was, or 2 years ago. We won the Saudi Cup as well, so technically you have won 5 trophies, haven't you? It's quite interesting as well that that question is still not there. How on earth are you counting charity shields as trophies? Major trophies. Community Shield over the years has lost its value, its appeal overall whatsoever. Let's be real. At like 20 years ago or so, it was something different. These days, it's genuinely just, the teams are getting together. Most of the teams don't even play their best squads half the time. It's just a nice kick around with the boys anyways. So what the hell is this anyhow? What is he saying here? We should change and start going quick, but yeah, we should. Will we? No, we won't. Arteta won't do that. Arteta has played 3 at the back before. In the first half season when he was here, he has never switched to it back ever since. Yeah, I get it, Nathan, I get it. I know this is off topic, but it's almost January and Tomiyasu ain't goddamn fit, bro. He's always injured. I'm tired of this bullshit, bro. Can't fit. Tomiyasu, man. Truth will be revealed when he gets sacked and finds a new job. No big club in Europe will want him. Remember last year? Oh, Barcelona want him. Oh, PSG want him. Yeah. Oh, Man City will want him back once Pep leaves. That has gone well. Flick is now at Barcelona. Luis Enrique is still at PSG. And Pep has signed an extension. Well, that is going well, isn't it? All the top teams gonna want him. He probably is gonna end up at Elche, Cadiz, Albacete, something like that. In La Liga 2 even maybe, in the 2nd division. Always got them injured. Exactly. How are we not seeing these things? How these scouts and everyone are not looking at these things? Because most of the players we have signed have been injury prone before we signed them. Only one that wasn't injured pretty much whatsoever before we signed him was Thomas Partey. He was very durable. And as soon as he comes to Arsenal, injury after injury after injury after injury. Rest of the players have been injured many times. They have been injured quite a bit. But it feels like the scouting department totally neglects these instances. Yeah, Timber as well to a certain extent. Exactly. And when we sign players, it's like they absolutely forget the fact to check these things. Check the injury history and everything. Because how comes we sign these injury-prone players all the time? Like, it cannot be a coincidence. On January transfer window, I fully trust the squad and our players and the amount of situations and things we generate in the match. How little we concede. I fully trust my players. Hold on. I fully trust the squad. Before Everton game, he said that he never ever expects busy January window. Now he's saying, I fully trust the squad and our players. Does that mean, am I reading too much into it, or does this literally mean that we are signing pretty much nobody in January? Or am I being too conspiracy theory about this? Because it's one of the two. Either he's covering for players because he's not going to come out and say they're shit because everyone else can see it and we can say it, he cannot. Or this kind of coincides and kind of fits in with the fact that in before Everton game, he said he never expects busy January window. Now he says he fully trusts the squad and our players. It kind of, if you put it together, it means we are not signing anyone in January, are we? We are making no signings whatsoever. Hey yo, if we don't sign anyone in January, and if we sign on loan even someone like Kim Kallstrom, right? Those level of player, let's be real. Oh, bloody hell, are the sparks gonna fly, and not in a good way. Genuinely not in a good way. On what kind of game to expect against Crystal Palace? Very tough. When you look at the last results and the approach they have, the quality of the individuals that they have, how they are coached as well, it's always really tough. It's another layer of difficulty as well when you play a team twice in 4 days. So we have prepared for that. Oh, so he's saying he's prepared for it. So no excuses if you lose then, you dumbass. He basically is saying we'll decide the best team to win it, and this is and we have prepared for that. So he's ready. He's gonna win it, right? He's gonna win the game. He's pretty much confirming it here, isn't he? Or am I tripping? Ain't nobody ever goddamn fit. Exactly. Ain't nobody can stay fit. I don't know. It's weird. Some academy kid next Pires or no one else. Pretty much he's gonna promote someone from like Nichols is gonna come back or something like that, or he's gonna sign another defender for some weird goddamn reason. So yeah, January we need the number 6/8 and the striker and the left wing. This is not career mode. We will be lucky if we sign even one of those. We will be lucky. If we don't make those signings for those positions, we are cooked. You can already say that we are cooked. I have no belief in this ownership and manager that we're gonna go out in January transfer window, spend around 100 to 150 million to sign the proper players we need to push the club up over the line for title to increase our chances, for Champions League to increase our chances, and Carabao Cup, God knows if we will be still in it by the way by then, but an FA Cup to get it over the line. Because if United are gonna start clicking mid-January when we have the FA Cup game at Emirates, it's gonna get peak. Because even 4 games in, United under Amorim shut us down pretty much completely from open play. If they find a way till then how to actually attack on top of that and counter properly, we're gonna get cooked. Players are fit, dude. He's saying if everyone's fit, we are not signing anyone. That's what it feels like. And if we need to win or want to win the cup, we want to win and do everything that we can to win it. It's not about whether we need or want to win. It's not about whether we need or want to win. Wait, we want to win and do everything that we can to win it. Next statement. It's not about whether we need or want to win. So he's saying the same thing, just contradicting himself. Or again, like, what? I don't get this. We want to win and do everything to win. Okay, cool. He wants to do everything to win. I get that. It's not about whether we need or want to win. The pressure is coming in a big club because you want to do the best. It doesn't add up, those 2 sentences, man. I might be tripping, but it doesn't add up to me. On how to ensure that we score in games, that we dominate after the Everton draw. Oh, this would be good. The frustrating part is that watching it back, all the incredible things the team does and still not get rewarded for the 3 points. What games you are watching? Looking back at the other games in the league, and our margins were 10 times bigger than many other teams that we have won that day, but this is football. At the end of the day, what we have to do is to put the ball on. Is it point even reading this out? Because he's, again, every single time, oh, it's about margins, guys. Some are bigger, some are smaller. We are getting unlucky. We have created so many chances. We are playing such a good game. And we have squeezed the lemon. We have poured it together. We just cannot drink it. And I don't get it. You need to add some sugar to it so we can actually drink it and down it, guys. It makes zero sense whatsoever half the time at what he's saying. On people saying there is an over reliance on set piece goals. That's always the narrative. When you score 5 goals, then another 5 and another 3, you are not going to talk about it. Then you concede. Now you don't have that many clean sheets. When you don't score a goal, you're going to come back to that. That's normal. That's the narrative. But for us, it doesn't change. We want to improve regardless of if we score 3 or 5. Even though we didn't concede anything on Saturday, there are still things defensively I want to do better. It doesn't change our work. Well, let's... On the balance to morals for team selection, we have managed the squad in the best possible way to make sure everybody is fit. I prefer not to speak. Unavailable. Feels part of it ready. Feels part of it and it's ready. The team needs them. If we have to make changes... See, I'm already falling asleep reading this. Imagine how it's like watching Arsenal play. I'm sure that the boys who come in will have that the others have to play it, blah blah blah. On how he feels about the narrative of the team, what stats saying we are scoring less than last season. Very different to that, obviously. The depth of the analysis, that's what I'm interested in. The Hatui, man. Holy crap. This waffle, man, is never ending, it feels like. On if the players are prepared for Palace to sit back, well, they're slightly different. I don't think Fulham, for example, wanted to sit back. They never have the approach. I have played against Spurs and Liverpool and haven't done that. It's what you're able to do. It seems sometimes that they... What else can they do when we are holding the possession? What they gonna do? Rush out and press us so we can pick off open spots and score against them about 10 goals and a half? No, they're not gonna do that. They're gonna sit back and they're gonna say, come at us, try and beat us. And obviously we cannot do that. We're useless in it. Like, what is this? On the challenge of deciding a game as a player, well, man, I don't care. I'm not gonna lie, I don't care. On how much of it's mental thing? A lot. Well, obviously. If it wasn't a mental thing, we actually would have won something by now. But we have won jack shit, you moron. On whether going through in the Cups builds momentum. I think so. I fully believe in that. The fact that we are winning, you get into the next round of the competition, it builds and creates something different around the team. Exactly. Kyle Walker said the same thing when he won the Carabao Cup, Premier League and Champions League in the same year. On taking inspiration from Man City's success in this competition. Yes, because it keeps everyone on their toes. Everybody is willing to play those games, those competitions. If you're able to win it, and it gives momentum, belief, and we are ready, and the team is always engaged. Every 3 days to try to achieve the bigger one. On the January transfer window, it will depend on what player it is, the value of that player, if there's any other movement in the squad or not, so it's very difficult to answer. So ultimately, we are signing nobody. Because everyone in January is gonna ask more than players actually value that, since it's January, which means Arsenal, as they have multiple times said, we are not gonna overpay for a player and everything, so it's not happening, obviously. It's just full crap PR, just words, just so he can say, okay, piss off, I don't want to talk about these things. On how Mikel will celebrate 5 years in charge of us. Oh, this is a good question. Totally relates to the game against Crystal Palace. How Mikel is gonna celebrate the fact that in 5 years he has won one cup, spent 800 million, and has done jack shit since then. I don't drink wine. Nobody asked. But yes, it will be a special day. Obviously, 5 years in this job, especially the side of the club, that we are as a big thing, so very grateful. You should be. 5 years in one club, you're more than most managers get in 2-3 clubs combined. No other club besides Arsenal would keep Mikel Arteta for 5 goddamn years, give him 3 contract extensions, and pay him 15 million a year to watch this crap, plus build on top of that, give him 800 million to build the squad he wants. No other club in the world would do that. In Barcelona, he would have been sacked about 10 times. In Real Madrid, he would have been sacked after 2 games. In Bayern Munich, he would have been sacked as well. Every single big team where he would have gone to, nowhere he would have been for 5 years. He would have been sacked in the second year, if not the first already. And let's be real, on top of that, no big team is gonna sign a wannabe coach, a backup as assistant coach who has no experience as the main manager. Our assistant manager, by the way, has more experience as the main manager as Mikel Arteta when we signed him. On reactions from the fans on the draw of Everton, we were here to win games. Sure didn't look like that on the pitch. And even though we did the majority of the things to win it comfortably, the fact is that we didn't. Well, you didn't score, so we're gonna start with that. Or if there's a reason Raheem Sterling didn't come on against Everton. No. Short and sweet. He should employ more of that. Otherwise, he waffles and causes chaos and pisses off everyone. On if Ethan Nwaneri and Martin Odegaard can play together. Yes, they can. Play Odegaard as Nate. Depending on who they're surrounded by and depending on which position Ethan can play. Oh, here we go. He can play right attacking midfielder. He can play left attacking midfielder. So he can play as a 10. That's what you're saying, basically. He can play right wing. There's another position that I think he can develop into in a few years' time. There is another position. In which position he thinks Nwaneri could develop into? 9. So he thinks Ethan Nwaneri could be a striker for Arsenal. Few years time, so that's again 2-3 years, the same amount of length as his contract is, so that's another phase, another process that he actually might begin. Oh, for fuck's sake, we are never getting rid of him. Genuinely, we are never getting rid of him. And what qualities Ethan would bring in the number 9 position? When he's got the ball in front of him, he just looks at the goal. He has a tremendous ability to put the ball into the back of the net, and that is true. That is something Odegaard has never had and probably will never will. 100%. And that kind of concludes the waffle effect from Arsenal. Mikel Arteta has done his waffling, and that was kind of pissing me off quite heavily, I'm not gonna lie. Oh yes, Santa for a new manager. Holy crap. Wouldn't be the baddest idea. I might write Santa myself. We must win. It's not about need or try to win. Exactly. It's a must win. We have to win. There is no we try and win. We will do our best to win. There is none of that. It's either you win or you get sacked. That should be the bottom line and the top line at the moment with Mikel Arteta from Kroenke's. You either win the game or you are sacked. No other option. Whoa. Before White had his surgery, they played the Arsenal highlights. Knock him out cold. That sounds a bit zesty, to say the least. Two damn people on cannot attack. Goals for the, and that's, to be honest, is solely on Mikel Arteta, because he has made tactics solely for Odegaard to drift right. So he's paired up, no Didi, with Odegaard, with Saka, sorry, and that's it. How many times do you see during a game Odegaard drift to the left to link up with Martinelli? Martinelli sits on the left side alone, isolated, and he doesn't get the ball that much many times. And as soon as he gets the ball, most of the time he's not prepared. That's his fault, to be honest. He should be switched on. But ultimately, if he's not in a rhythm, he's not prepared. Hence why he's offside. He cannot dribble, lose the possession, anything. And instantly he gets scrutinized by the fan base, including myself, by the way. Because I think Martinelli is kind of done here as well, in a way. Unless he finds himself in this half a year. They better not sign Rashford. If we sign Rashford, I beg Arsenal fans in London and England in general, come out with pitchforks and torches and everything and just go riot in front of Emirates. We don't need another terrible dumbass who can't dribble. Exactly, we don't need that. We need goals. We need goals. I heard someone on AFTV wanted to yeah, that was Lee Judges. That was Lee Judges, and that was something that he said in the heat of a moment. That's how he felt. But obviously it wasn't nothing that serious what he meant by it. Ultimately, he apologized for it and everything is fine, but in the heat of the moment people say random things. And that was just not the right thing to say, but I totally get it. Arguably why he said it. He shouldn't have said it that way only. But yeah, Arteta, but we need a coach who can create. We need someone who can create. And not just only on the pitch, but off the pitch as well. And at the moment of the pitch, we have Mikel Arteta and he cannot do shit. On the pitch, we have players who could create, but Arteta doesn't allow them to do shit. So it's again on Arteta ultimately. And stop focusing on... Exactly. Stop focusing on clean sheets. Clean sheets mean jack shit if you cannot score a goal yourself. Let's be real. I'd much rather concede 2 goals and score 4 or 3 than I concede none and I score none. Much rather I score some goals. Couldn't care less about the clean sheets. As long as I win the games, don't care about it. If we have 100 clean sheets and no... Exactly. We could have 100 clean sheets and 50 goals. Means nothing. 100 clean sheets, 100 goals. Again, means nothing. Focus on goddamn scoring. Exactly. He was focused on scoring 2 years ago. We balled an 8-point lead. He instantly switched to the defense. And never looked back since, and that is the worry part in all of this. Anyways, some few transfer news. Arsenal apparently are eyeing Sevilla starlet Agume as party replacement. 22-year-old from France, so French international. 15 games for Sevilla this season. Has started about 60% of the games. Bought from Inter for only 4 million this summer. So his price is going to be a bit higher, so I assume about 10 million. But it's another bargain signing that Arsenal will have to mold, which means it's going to take another 65 years, so it's not that good. Much rather sign a proper player. Here is something for Nathan alone. Jakub Kiwior has decided to leave Arsenal in January, with Napoli interested in this defender. That is according to Mazzino. No idea who that guy is, but that's according to Mazzino. So, first things first, Kiwior's leaving. Good news. Bad news in all of this. More likely than not, we're gonna sign another defender, aren't we? Because Arteta will be that way. Given the current issues in defense and everything with injuries, there's a big chance that we're gonna sign another defender if a defender leaves. Unless for some weird goddamn reason we sell a defender and we sign a striker or an attacker in general. Unless. But Kiwior can happily go. I'm not against letting Kiwior go, let's be real. We have other players we can put there, and I much rather play Aiden Heaven and someone like that, maybe. I would much rather play Calafiore as a left-sided center back and everything rather than Kiwior. Not gonna lie. And everything. I much rather play Aiden Heaven as a right back than Thomas Partey as a right back, but here we are. This is a worrying stat. Only West Ham and Fulham and Wolves, 3 teams, have given less Premier League minutes to players aged 22 or younger than Arsenal this season. So this is all for all the idiots, so-called Top Gooners, Arteta only fans and Arteta sexuals, who had this excuse for the last year, no, 2.5 years nearly, that Arsenal don't have experience. They have the youngest squad in the league and they cannot win games. That's why we cannot get it over the line. We don't have the youngest squad in the league anymore. We have the experience, maybe not at winning, but we have the experience. So where is now this excuse that we are not winning solely because we have the youngest squad in the league? We don't. We have very experienced squad these days compared to the team we had 2 years ago. And to be honest, it's pretty much the same squad we had 2 years ago as well. Arsenal have given only 696 minutes to players 22 or younger. That cumulates together to 4% of the total minutes that we have played. So basically that's Skelly and Ranieri. Correct? Correct. Those 2 only. No other players. We haven't played any other ones. This is genuine. This is also worrying. Because for the longest time, Me as an Arsenal fan was saying that Arteta doesn't implement youngsters enough in the team. And now we can see it as well. Now we can totally see it as well. This is now only blown out of proportion. This is not only me saying it or some other Arsenal fans saying it. This is on the paper in black and white here. This is all for the top gooners who say to shut up. Yeah, Saka has created 42 chances. Super League is coming back with a new name. This is a big one. Hey, Nathan, you here? Check this one out. Arsenal are ready to offer Gabriel Jesus to Juventus in a bid to win race for Dusan Vlahovic. The Gunners are eager to sign the Serbian to bluster their attacking options. That is according to Fichajes de Futbol. Would you take Dusan Vlahovic in a swap plus cash deal for Gabriel Jesus? Question for you. Obviously, I get it. I fully understand this. Yeah, Mota is not an idiot, let's be real. The thing is, Vlahovic is the highest paid player in Serie A for like 400 grand a week, something stupid like that. Isn't it? How much is he getting a week? Vlahovic wages. He's getting 427,000 a week. 427,000 a week. Right? To be honest, Jesus is getting nearly 300,000 a week, so it's not that big of a gap. But if he agrees to maybe minimizes the wages and everything, and we can get rid of Jesus, who is injury prone all the time. Let's be real. It's very hard to find a striker currently in the world who is worse than Gabriel Jesus at Arsenal. Maybe Eddie Nketiah, that's about it. But obviously, it's very hard. So that genuinely would be the thing. I would take R9 today with no needs. Exactly. That is the case. I would take Chubakpom, Yaya Sanogo, Marwan Shamach, Niklas Bentner at striker instead of this Gabriel Jesus, Joga Finito kind of guy. That is also the case. Much rather would take one of them. I miss Nketiah. Don't worry, he's coming back tomorrow. Probably is gonna score the winning goal for Palace and everything. Don't forget. To be honest, remember 2 years ago when Mikel Arteta chose 2.5 years ago when Arteta chose Eddie Nketiah over Folarin Balogun for striker role. That was a smart move, wasn't it? Because I much rather would have had Balogun than Nketiah. Yes, Balogun hasn't hit the heights anymore that he did at Reims when he was there on loan, when he's now at Monaco. But I still believe having him at Arsenal would have Arsenal in attack helped more than having Eddie Nketiah. Your defense is in trouble when Eddie Nketiah is in the room. Exactly, we know the song. Henry would cook Marlon. Henry still to this day would be cooking in this Arsenal team. Let's be real, we still haven't replaced our best players we have gotten rid of. We still haven't replaced Sanchez, we still haven't replaced Aubameyang. Haven't still, by the way. Yes, Partey is to some extent, but it's been, 16 odd years? We still haven't found a proper replacement for Patrick Vieira, by the way. Think about it that way. Oh, I would love to have Fabian Ruiz at Arsenal. This is what Arsenal is. Window shop FC. 50-cent settings, G-Unit and all that. Maybe use a window shop and everything. That's what Arsenal is. Link with everyone, sign no one. That's what Arsenal is. Because I did the math over summer transfer window. And during summer transfer window, Arsenal were linked with 134 players, something like that. Something hella weird like that. 134 players. And in the end of those 134 players, Arsenal signed one. And that was Mikel Merino. At the end of the day. Calafiori came out of nowhere. We were linked with him and instantly bought him pretty much. Well, it took a month and a half, but there were no prior links, to heavy ones. With Merino, there were some heavy links. Okay, you can say 2 out of 134. That's 1 in 67. 1 in 67. So Arsenal signed basically 1 point something percent of players we are linked with. 134 players in summer transfer window linked, and we signed 1. Well, could be 2, but everything. And one of the last things, West Ham are willing to cash in Mohamed Kudus if they get a big money offer in January, with Arsenal weighing up a move. However, they would have to sell players to fund transfer. Kudus is believed to have 85 million release clauses that becomes active in summer, so if Arsenal want to sign him before then, they would have to cough up a similarly hefty sum. So basically, signing Kudus makes no difference. Either you pay about 70, 80 now, or you pay 85 as release clauses. But I'm gonna say this right now: 85 million for Mohamed Kudus, way overpriced. No chance in hell whatsoever. Never, ever. Remember when we cooked City and Liverpool? When we beat Liverpool 3-1 with Trossard, man of the match, Saka was Saka was missing in that match, and we still managed to win it. These days, if Saka is missing from the game, we fold like piece of paper. Calafiori is good, he just needs to stay goddamn fit. I still don't believe he's a left back. I still believe he's a left center back. I still strongly believe he's not a left back. He won't be good enough there. Merino is just... Every time I watch Merino play, he raises more questions than gives answers to why he has been signed, what's his game style, and how we should be using him. Every single freaking time. Yeah, Kudus. 85 million for Kudus, however. I much rather sign a striker. Tomorrow, pray along, basically. To some extent, yeah, it's a pray along. Just to pray along for what? For Arteta to get sacked or Arsenal to go into semifinals? Yeah. Anyways, I think Arsenal tomorrow is gonna stink out a win. I think it's gonna be 2-1. It will be genuinely by scrape of their teeth, barely. Or at worst, after a full time, it doesn't go to extra time, or there's no replay, we go to penalties. So there's a possibility that we actually might lose if it's a draw. Crystal Palace may easily play for a draw and then take us on penalties. There's also that possibility. But I think Arsenal is gonna somehow stink out a win. I'm gonna go 2-1 Arsenal, sorry. My prediction is 2-1 Arsenal for tomorrow's game against Crystal Palace. Will it come to fruition? It obviously remains to be seen, given that we haven't scored a goal from open play in Premier League in 3 games. So it is what it is. So let's see what happens. Oh, Ruiz would be fantastic in this midfield. Instead of Merino, having Fabian Ruiz would have been kind of fantastic for Arsenal. But anyways, guys, I think on that note, I'm going to end the stream. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you so much for chatting, for liking, subscribing. If you still haven't, like the stream, share it around. If you haven't, also subscribe. Hit that bell. Stay safe. See you all. I actually might see you tomorrow during the day. Around 10 a.m. maybe. I think maybe 11 a.m. UK time. Just to have a more proper preview for Crystal Palace game. For today, I'm out. We'll see tomorrow. It all depends. It solely depends if I have free time. Because at the moment, starting tomorrow, I have a 2-week vacation till 30th of December. So, yeah, we'll see what's going to happen. But yeah, for today, I am out. Take care. Stay safe. See you all tomorrow. Well, tomorrow in the next stream. Like, comment, subscribe. And, well, have a nice evening. Arteta out.